So when I got on social media in 2017, there was no one on social media talking about taxes.
Right.
Everybody was like, this is how you get money, this is how you get money, this is how you get money.
Coming up on the Melanin Money Show.
Nobody was talking about how the IRS gonna come.
2020 hit and everybody's like, I'm a digital entrepreneur. I'm not doing no services for nobody. And then we saw like
reality hit.
Reality hit is like, oh shoot, I gotta know what I'm doing. I gotta have a real business.
There is a gap between how small businesses approach taxes and how corporations approach taxes.
Right.
So I said, you know what? I have to be that person that's gonna teach us and gonna educate us.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Melanin Money Show. And today, you know how people say you got a special guest?
Yeah.
Like we know we really got a special guest.
We couldn't have came to New York without getting her on the show.
Right.
It would have been disrespectful
Absolutely
to the
not.
city of the New York.
100%. Because the only other time we recorded it in New York was when we had the live podcast tour, which you hosted.
Yeah.
Right? So we report to
Yes.
the bridge every time.
Every time.
You guys do. Every
Come to
time
the
y'all
city.
touch down in my city, y'all
You know
call
what I'm
me.
saying? We report
Where
to the
should I go
bridge.
eat? What's happening?
Exactly.
So we got Shaquana Brooks on the show. Oh, y'all might know her as Miss Business.
Yeah.
But yeah, how you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing. How am I supposed to feel?
Hey,
Feel how you look. And you look good.
Thank you.
So speak before the show started, we were just talking about how long it took her to get here to
Yeah.
she had to get ready.
Because at first I thought they swapped. So her and Lindsay's gonna be on our next episode. I thought that's like, let me guess, she gonna be late. So y'all swap time. She's like, nah, she here. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, because she's tried on five
Outfits.
Listen, I tried on 5 different shirts. When you are a female, it's complicated. That's why for me, when it comes to men, like, y'all have it easy. Look how y'all hair.
Yeah.
Y'all just got on your hat, your shirt, your jeans.
So you said we said we don't look good, or like?
No. Y'all you look good.
Okay.
You look. And George, he got a little space in the shirt.
Got a little space
He got a little
today.
space in the
He got a little space today.
I let
space
up
in
with
the
a
shirt.
small, wore a medium shirt today. You know what I'm saying?
We appreciate that. No, men, you look good, but you don't have to put as much effort. I tried on 5 shirts today. I put on a pair. I had a whole little silk little
Yeah.
pantsuit number.
Yeah.
The zipper bust.
Not today.
Not today. So now I had to change my whole outfit. But again, we're here.
And it worked. You look great.
It worked.
Yeah.
You look great.
Yeah.
But what we also were saying is like, men might have it easy in the sense of what we put together, but it's like, if whatever you do got it, that's all you got. You ain't got it, you ain't got it.
Look.
You know what I'm saying?
You got your beard, you got your hairline, maybe your waves.
Maybe.
But
And other
Hopefully
than that,
you got your hairline.
Hopefully.
But say, if you lost it, it's over with.
I thank God every day. I said, look, 30 plus, hairline still strong. I was like, listen, man, what more can you ask for? You know what I'm
George
saying?
values that hairline.
Listen,
Every Thursday.
Every man values the
Every-
hairline.
Every
Thursday.
Thursday. Remember, we had our mastermind event because me and Shaquana, we was like chilling the calls, like we weren't trying to impress nobody.
Yeah.
But we stepped out a little bit for the event. And what did old girl Shanty? She was like, George was like a superstar. I had the shades on
Oh,
at the mansion party. She was like,
Oh,
I was like,
yeah,
yo, listen,
yeah.
we gonna step outside. We gonna step outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all actually the same person. Like when it comes to like getting ready for stuff, like y'all are the same. Y'all go above and beyond the Call of
George,
Duty.
let me tell you
Like,
something.
he
George
loves
and I
to wear-
work so well together.
Yes.
When we did our
Yeah.
mastermind, we worked so well together because
Yeah.
we are very like, did it get done? What we doing? We don't care about that. Let's like,
Yeah.
who we could delegate this to?
Like my
Everything
wife
gotta
like
be-
noticed it from afar. She was like, I ain't heard you complain one time about working. She must be really good.
Yeah,
Cause-
y'all are the
Play.
same person.
Yeah.
I'm just now putting it together. I'm like,
Yeah.
I have to deal with both of them. Y'all the same person.
We're the same person.
Okay.
I don't play.
Got it.
Listen,
Got it.
because it all falls back on you.
It
And when
do.
it all falls back on you, it all falls back on your dollar and your bank account.
That's a whole fact.
Time and time again. So now I just approach things where I don't play. I don't have tolerance. I'm firing you the first time. Remember we fired the videographer
Oh yeah,
at
like
the
at the
event?
event.
It was
She
his
fired
first day there. I
videographer
fired
at
the
the
videographer
event.
at the event. I was not playing.
Bro.
I was not playing.
What
because-
event was this?
It was the joint mastermind event.
the mastermind. Oh, we
Yeah,
didn't
because
tell
we
you?
had multiple.
Y'all fired somebody
We
on
fired a videographer.
She fired somebody.
on the
I
spot.
was just standing back there. I was like,
said,
hey, look, you
George,
got a
he's
big dog.
fired. I don't care if we flew him out here. He can stay in the room the entire time. He
Yeah.
will not be working.
On the spot.
You got a free
But
flight.
man
in
was
case you got a
chilling
free
though.
flight.
We talking. We like it's like the beginning of our event. He's sitting over there twiddling his thumbs, like not getting no content.
Yikes.
He got drunk at the event. He was in the gazebo
Okay.
chilling
Okay.
on FaceTime. But
Okay.
mind you, he was supposed to come the next day to film. So I said, in my mind, if I come somewhere and somebody hires me for something.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna be chilling in the gazebo drunk.
Yeah.
He
Right.
was laying on his back on
okay.
the phone. I said,
Kicking his feet up.
kicking his, no,
That's why he laying
literally,
out?
yes, literally. So I said, nah.
Okay.
I said, is this gonna be a reflection of what he's gonna do tomorrow?
Probably.
But mind you, it was free drinks. And this is how you always can tell the professionalism of somebody. Free drinks at the event.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
He got drunk. He had a hangover.
Yeah.
So our event started at 8 o'clock that morning.
He was hurt.
He was in the bed drunk.
Oh,
He
yeah.
came downstairs. I'm like, where's this guy at?
Yeah.
He came downstairs at 9:30. I said, with his big red camera. He had a good camera.
Yeah.
I don't care what kind of camera you
Take
have.
that
I
camera back
will go
upstairs, brother.
without before you work. I said, you know what? I said, George, come. I said, we're going to have one videographer. We're going to make it work.
Okay.
He's fired.
Okay.
He just
On the
sit-
spot.
He's fired on the spot.
Okay.
And if y'all wonder why her name is Miss Business,
Yeah. She don't play.
it's
She keep
because she means business.
Okay.
Yes, I stand on business.
Yeah.
Hey, standing on
I'm
business.
standing on
Cute,
business
cute,
going
cute.
forward. I done lost too much money.
Yeah.
I know,
So
facts.
let's talk about just entrepreneurship first, because obviously we'll get
Yeah.
to the other
Yeah,
meat and potatoes, but
for
like
sure.
you build a huge business, right?
Yes.
Phenomenal business, very well orchestrated, and we admire it. Our clients come to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Literally, one of our clients was just walking out and was like, thank you for your great service. Now, and because her business is so good, one of her team members is handling
Yeah.
that experience. But like, so just talk us through like, what does it take? Because we live in the era where I think it was like a wave, right? It was like 2020 hit and everybody's like, I'm a digital entrepreneur. I'm not doing no services for nobody and I'm outside, right? So we had that. And then people ran up a little bit of money. And then we saw like
reality hit.
reality is like, oh, shoot, I got to know what I'm doing. I got to have a real business.
Mhm.
And we saw that kind of wash out a little bit. And now we're seeing the emergence of people who truly can have a great world-class coaching, business, e-learning, whatever. But then the true also service providers are now coming back to the forefront of like, okay, well, I'm glad y'all had y'all fun. So talk to us a little bit about like, what does it take to grow and sustain? Because it's one thing to grow, right? Sustain a service-based business at a high level.
Absolutely. So I think the first thing is being very clear on your purpose and what you do. I
Mhm.
feel that everyone has a purpose and it's
Mhm.
very important for you to stay in your lane. So for me, I love to serve. So when I started my business, I feel that people are blessed because they do what their zone of genius is.
Mhm.
And I felt that no matter how much digital courses I sold, no matter how much ebooks I released, I was never going to get rid of my firm because I felt like my success was my firm because starting it, I said there is a gap between how small businesses approach taxes
Mhm.
and how corporations approach taxes.
Right.
So I said, you know what? I have to be that person that's going to teach us and going to educate us.
Mhm.
So when I got on social media in 2017, there was no one on social media talking about taxes.
Right.
And I seen that we were in trouble because everybody was like, this is how you get money, this is how you get money, this is how you get
Yeah.
money. But
Yeah.
nobody was talking about how the IRS gonna come and take 40-50% of that if you
Mhm.
don't strategically plan.
Right.
So I said, okay, I'm going to build Brooks Alliance, but I'm not only going to build Brooks Alliance to
Mhm.
just do taxes. I'm going to build it in a way where I can really hold people's hand
Mhm.
throughout the process.
Yep.
So that kind of goes with everything that I do. I do not
Yeah.
play. I need to understand what's happening with
Right.
everything. And so for me, when I was building out my services, even if I say, okay, well, you need payroll. I'm not going to say, oh, you need payroll and not have someone to refer you to.
Right.
Because I often find that most times it's not that people don't want to do better. It's
Mhm.
that they simply don't have the resources.
Right.
So why not build my firm? And
Mhm.
again, I don't feel like I need 100% of everything.
Right.
So I don't care about referring business out to you or referring business out to you or anyone else
Mhm.
because at the end of the day, that makes me look better as the business owner
Right.
because okay, I can rely on Brooks Alliance because I know that if they told me that I need to do this, I need retirement, I need insurance, I need payroll, whatever it is that they told me I need in order to save on taxes,
Right.
they have someone that they've already vetted. And so for me, I just always keep my client first.
Yeah.
So I think that, everyone makes it seem like it's rocket science. You have to serve.
Mhm.
People don't serve. And
Right.
the reality is, if you're in a service-based business, you have to serve.
It's literally in the name.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So for me, and I also make it easy for people to give me their money. I make it easy.
Was she listening to our
Well,
podcast?
I don't think you understand. The reason we keep giving each other these looks is because we just recorded 2 episodes before yours, and we were talking about this same thing. Like
You're confirming it.
Yeah, you're confirming it. If you want to have a good business, you have to first get the client the results that you said you were gonna give them. People forget to give the result, right?
Yes.
Right.
And then if you want to keep them, you need to either retain them in your business or give them a solution outside. Because every business is a problem solution cycle. You teach them a tax strategy, but they need payroll to do it. You can either do the payroll yourself or you can refer out.
I'm interested
you're
in doing
still
payroll.
the hero.
Yes, I am
Yeah.
still the hero.
Either way.
You don't have to do the
You're the librarian. You don't have to be the library,
Yeah.
right? You can just point them in the right direction. You don't have to do every single thing.
And I think that so many people get so caught up on I need to do everything versus focusing on what they need to do.
Facts.
Like,
Right.
and I think that sometimes I just think that it's a huge issue because a lot of times people don't understand their position
Right.
and their zone of genius. And I think the worst thing that people can do is not see themselves.
Mm.
Because if you don't see yourself and who you are and the value that you provide,
Mhm.
you may be trying to jump over to a whole other lane because you're trying to
Mimic what somebody
mimic
else
what
is
someone
doing.
else is doing, but that's not your lane. That's
Right.
not where you're gonna be blessed at. So
Mhm.
I just think you gotta serve. You gotta make it easy.
Serve, stay in your lane, make it easy. Now that makes sense. One thing I think we talk about is a recurring theme before we get into like your specific zone of genius when it comes to tax strategy and all that stuff. From an entrepreneurship standpoint, is like collaborating and just working with like other businesses, right? The reason why I love working with you is one, because you don't play and you're on point with your business. But like even when it comes to referring people to me, I know if they work with her, like they definitely can work with me, right? Because of your standards. So for the small business owners that, are raising their hand like, oh, I want to work with this business. I want to work with Carter. I want to work with George. What are some of the gaps that you continue to see that small business owners make when it comes to trying like working with other businesses, whether it's their onboarding process or whether it's their follow? Like, what are some things that you just keep seeing as themes that's blocking them from being able to scale and really like take the business to the next level?
I think processes. I think that people lack processes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Before you get to that, no, because like you are. I'll give her that. She's like, because y'all the same person.
yes,
Like, dog, like we got processes and systems. I'm like, bro, let's run. He like, where we gonna grow without the process?
no, we need to know what we're doing, where we going, how we getting there.
I remember calling you one day and you were in Miami by yourself for a week because you want to work on the processes of your business.
Yes,
Isolated yourself
I do
just
it
to work
every
on
year.
processes and systems.
I mean, before we worked together, it was because before we did our joint mastermind, I hit her up. I was like, "Yeah, we should talk about it." She's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be gone." It might have been the same trip. I'm gonna be gone for a week. I'm on a think trip. I said, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, okay. Well, when you get done thinking,
I'll let your boy.
hit me back. I want to make some money with you."
Crazy, Jordan. They're necessary.
No, for
They're
sure,
necessary
for sure.
because you have to find time to unplug
Mhm.
and really be able to think because
Right.
when you have employees, you have social media, you
Mhm.
have comments you have to reply to, you have your business.
Mhm.
Everything is pulling at you.
Right.
And the reality is you are the foundation and you are the leader. So in
Yeah.
order for me to lead,
That's true.
I have to take time for myself
Yeah.
to say, okay, well, what are we doing this year? What are we
Mhm.
doing? What are we not doing? What
Yeah.
worked? What didn't work? How much money I'm trying to make?
Right.
If I'm gonna try to make that money, what do I need to do?
Mhm.
So yeah, I just actually got off my a think trip beginning of January. It
Where'd
was
you
a
go?
little late.
Where'd you
I
go?
went to
Where'd you go?
Miami.
Oh,
Miami is my
That's your
think
spot.
place.
That's your spot.
Okay.
That's my place. People are like, you go to Miami to think? I'm like, yeah, for whatever reason.
Hey, you
It's
find
just
your
great because
spot.
I need a good restaurant. I need to be
Yeah.
able to step out to a
little
good
vibe, a
scenery.
little
Yeah,
good
yeah,
restaurant.
Yeah.
I need to be able to step out.
Yeah.
But yes, so processes are very, very important. I think that people lack processes,
Mhm.
and a lot of times they are looking for other people to save them and save their
Mm.
business. So if you are a business owner and you don't
Mhm.
have processes in place,
Right.
9 times out of 10, like you said, the people that come to you, they understand processes because in Brooks Alliance, we're going to onboard you.
Mhm.
You're not getting up in here unless you get onboarded.
Right.
You got to get onboarded, right?
Right.
But most people be like, oh, no, I just want to send you my stuff. No,
Oh
there's
my
a
gosh.
process and
Yeah.
that process is in place.
I'm gonna just
Right.
text
To
you
prevent-
the documents.
You
What?
will not.
And you know the worst people who do that is whether it's like family members, close friends, or like people who were older than you and maybe they were in business before. They kind of still look at you like a little brother. Like I had somebody the other day, and he probably gonna see this. I'm sorry, but like he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna send you 7,000, bro. Like just like do something with it." I'm like, what do you think this is?
I'm a Zelle you 7,000. You just put it.
Like, what do you like,
Open
bro?
the account for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. I was like,
It's
I was like, you kind of got to open up an account first, and you're not. I'm glad you trust me that much, but like, no, that's not how this goes.
Something with it. That's a crazy.
Do something with it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, bro. Like, seriously.
Do something with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's
so,
like shoebox money.
exactly. I got a
Send me
little,
this shoebox
yeah, I got a little
money. Make it
7,000 I
happen
put to the
for me.
side. Like, do something with them. I'm like,
Because
okay.
you be posting all those results, George.
Hey, receipts.
I'm
Success
still
loves
waiting.
receipts.
I'm still
I-
waiting. I'm still
the
waiting.
doors,
Oh, you said.
I'm still waiting for my investment.
the doors of the church open. I
consultation.
told you, listen. All you,
What do I got to do? You know what? Maybe it's my fault.
No, it's funny because
Maybe it's my
I
fault.
remember her asking about this like 6 months
no,
ago.
it
Like
was
a
when we were
year
in,
ago.
no, it was when we were in New York last time before I
A
was.
year ago.
So it was like when you do
June.
The podcast
November,
tour?
That
November,
was-
no. Remember we ate dinner when you lost paper rock scissors?
Wow, I delete those.
No,
My
no, no,
memory,
no,
bro.
no.
I delete those on my memory.
That
dog.
was not then. I have been asking for this. George, don't try to do that.
Okay.
George is trying to manipulate the situation.
Wow, manipulated. Manipulated is a
George talking
strong
about,
word.
when we were at dinner. That was like 2 months ago. I've been asking for this since last year. George, you know.
All you have to do is
That man was
call
up
me.
66%
I don't
in his
need to-
portfolio. This,
All you have
know.
to do is
so that
call
means
me.
if you had $1 million, you would have made 660,000. I'm just saying.
All you got to do
care
is call
about
me.
me.
All
But
you
know
got to do
what?
is
No.
call me.
I don't need to just call you because you're a busy man. So I need to get on the calendar. So
You need
I
to-
need to
oh,
follow your
oh,
Follow the
process.
process.
I need to go through the whole
Follow the process.
But this is important.
Yeah.
You were supposed to tell me to go through the onboarding process.
Fair.
Because you just keep saying, call me. But then when if I talk to him, I say, George, let me know when you're available. Yeah, you know I'm busy. We could probably connect in about 2 months.
Nah,
I've never hit you 2 months.
He supposed to give you the calendar,
The
hop on
most-
the phone with Deja, and then you will be successful. Okay, so
Okay.
this is the proof of how important a good onboarding process is.
Fair
Yes,
enough. Fair enough.
onboarding is important.
Fair.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Because
then you
Carter
never
went through the
gonna miss
process.
out on
I went through the
600.
I
You went through the
didn't talk to
process?
him. I went through the onboarding process. I not.
Well, you're right. You know what?
I'm gonna
I
get you right.
apologize. I apologize. Because when people tell me, oh, I want you to do your taxes, I'll be like,
You want me to do what?
I'll be like, call my office. They be like, no, I want you. If you want me to do it, it's not going to get done
Yeah.
in an adequate time period. You
100%.
need to call my office. They will take care of you. They got you.
So
So
what
I
I would do
apologize,
on record is I will make sure that you get the appropriate link to talk to the appropriate person, and I will personally tell them to prioritize you.
Thank you. That's
That I
all
can
I
do.
need. I just
That
need
I
a
can
little
do.
push.
That I can
And
do.
I want that 66%.
that I can do. I got you.
Tell them that
I got
too.
you.
Oh,
I got
man. Just for y'all listening at home, we are having just as much fun as y'all think we are having right now. Just in case anybody was wondering. Oh man. Okay. So we gave some strategies for business owners and like understand processes and systems to be able to scale your business and do things properly. Now, you are the queen of the tax code.
Absolutely.
I'm the king of the tax code. So I think that's already established
That's
here.
established.
Okay, cool. So for new business owners, right, that are either starting businesses in 2024 or trying to get on at least on the right track for 2024, they want to get their finances in order. What are some starting out steps that you think new business owners need to do to get organized properly to even start saving taxes? Because we don't know where you are. We can't even help you save money. So like, what are some steps that people can I want to get my business finances in order in 2024. What are some steps that you can give them?
Absolutely. So the first thing that people need to do is they need to register their business.
Yeah.
There's way too many businesses not registered. You need to register your business. Please don't ask me, oh, well, if I only made this amount. No, register your business, right? Register your
Please.
business. That's the first thing. The second thing is you need to think about, in terms of organization, there needs to be some sort of bookkeeping in place. I don't care if you use an Excel spreadsheet. I don't care if, you are utilizing a software. You need to get organized,
Record
right?
keeping.
So that's the
Mhm.
first, that's like second thing. I find that people go in and they just start spending money. They don't know how much money they spend. Everybody know how much money they're making,
Right.
right? So let's be clear. Before all that, you got to make some money,
Yeah,
right?
please.
And can we debunk the myth that if you don't make money, you don't need to be worried about saving on taxes? Because so many
Yeah.
people are concerned about saving on taxes
Mhm.
that they don't have.
Yeah.
Right.
Just,
Right.
Hey, give me the
they don't
strategy
have.
on how to
I
write
need
off.
strategies on how to write this
Where-
off.
How
Is the
much
income.
did you
You don't have
make?
the
Well,
income.
right now I got a couple in the pipeline, and like, bro, like
You
no.
haven't made $1 yet? And just so y'all know, if you don't make $1 in your business, there's no such thing as tax deductions, right?
Yeah.
If you don't make that first sale in your business, all those deductions are on hold until you make some money in your
You
business.
have to make
So,
money.
You don't have a tax problem unless you have a money problem. If you
Yes.
ain't making no money, you ain't got a money problem, okay?
Yes,
So-
I love when you say that.
Yeah.
That because it's so true. So yes, first, yes, you have to make some money. So let's start over. You
Mm.
first make some money.
Yeah.
Right? For new business owners, you have to make money. You have to figure out what that strategy is. You have to bring in income. The second thing you have to do is register your business.
Mm.
The third thing you have to do is figure out how you are going to organize it. And you also have to be aware of who you are as a person. So the reason why I'm like, George, I need you to invest for me because
Yeah.
I don't have the personality to invest. I see a little bit of gain, I'm taking it. If it's over 10%, I'm taking it because the average of the market is 8, right?
Yeah,
So if I'm up 10 to 12, I'm beating the market, so I want my money, right? So I would have never seen the 66% thing. I would have never seen it.
Hey,
so
yeah.
I need somebody to invest my money,
Oh,
right?
man.
But then that also goes, I'm a very high level person. I think I do the CEO thing. I am
Oh,
amazing at it
100%.
because I am high level. I am not a detail person. I hate details.
Mhm.
So all the little things, I'll be like, okay, this person needs to do this person needs to do that. I'm going to delegate it out. The
Mhm.
details gives me a headache.
Yeah.
I'm going to push through. If I got to do it, I have to do it.
Right.
But it's just not where my zone of genius is. And
Mhm.
so because of that, the first person I hired in my business was an admin,
Gotcha.
right? So the first person I said, all this answering emails,
Yeah.
answering phones, like
Right.
it takes
Not
me
for me.
away from my zone of genius. So I think just having an understanding of, like who you are to
Mhm.
then decide who you need to hire.
Yep.
Right. And so then I think that you really have to understand tax strategy. And I think that people need to understand the difference between a tax preparer and a tax strategist.
Talk about it.
Right? Because when you are a new business owner,
Mhm.
right? You may say, oh, my aunt was doing my taxes before. My uncle
Yeah.
was doing my taxes before. I was doing my taxes before on TurboTax
Right.
or wherever, right? However, you don't know the tax code.
Yeah.
So you're already walking into it
Right.
at a disadvantage
Mhm.
because you don't know what your options are.
Right.
And so I always tell people the difference between a tax preparer and a
Mm-hmm.
tax strategist is a tax preparer, you can find them January through April. They most likely specialize in W-2s. They gonna, you got some kids, you got some,
Right.
that's where their zone of genius is,
Right.
right? They are a tax preparer. They don't have any sort of
All they're
knowledge
doing is
about
taking your paperwork
they're
and
just
putting
taking
it
your
into a
paperwork and
system.
put it in the system,
Yeah.
right? There's no
Right.
strategy. The difference between a tax strategist is we're going to sit down, right? Carter and I, that's what we do.
That's
We
what we
are
do.
tax strategists, right? So we are going to approach taxes from a different angle of saying,
Mhm.
listen, we had you got how much money? What you need to do to minimize this so that way you can keep more of your money.
Right.
So those strategies could be hiring your kids. Those strategies could be purchasing a Lambo,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
That's what you got.
G-Wagon?
A G-Wagon, yes,
Lambo,
yes,
G-Wagon?
yes.
Okay.
Hey, Carter, you ain't let me just get that. I was just trying to keep the shine on you.
No. Put it right back on you. Slow down, Turbo. Slow down.
I was just trying to keep the shine on you.
Yeah.
But
G-Wagon that she never drives, by the way.
Yeah.
I
10,000
did not.
miles in like 4 years is insane.
yeah, I got my car in 2021. My truck in 2021, and I literally have like 13,000 miles on it.
Insane.
I don't drive that much.
But you need the tax write-off though.
I needed the tax write-off.
Yeah.
And when I do drive, it's for business.
And we'll talk about the new law that might come out in a little bit.
Yes.
But to your point, right? And the unique thing about it is most tax preparers don't do tax strategy,
Mhm.
and most tax strategists are not preparing taxes because
Mhm.
if I spend 60 hours, 40, 50 hours a week doing preparation, I have no time to learn and study to be a strategist.
Mhm.
And if I'm being a strategist my whole time, I don't see the point or see the return on investment of doing the actual preparation because I know I can just advise you and save you more money and then hire a onboard, a preparer to do the work after the strategy's done.
Absolutely. And that's
Yep.
why Brooks Alliance is the best because we do both.
Both.
Hey.
Boom.
Talk about it. Talk about
Might
it.
say
But
both.
But it took a really long time. Like I just started in terms of like opening up tax strategies for a good amount of Brooks Alliance clients because
Mhm.
before it was very selective because of that exact thing.
Mm.
I cannot prepare strategies because to me it's past just the strategy.
Mhm.
If I tell you that you need to do something, I also again holding your hand.
Provide the
I
solution.
also need to
Yeah.
provide you with the solution. And then you guys know I need to follow up with you. Did you do
Yeah,
it?
They ain't do it.
Did you do it?
Yeah.
Because your success is my success.
Mhm.
I can't tell people that I help people save hundreds
Right.
of millions of dollars in taxes if you don't implement
Right.
what I told you that you need to do. And so people are more fascinated with the idea of what they can do
Mm-hmm.
as it relates to tax. Oh, I can write off a G-Wagon.
Right. Right.
Oh,
The
I
theory.
can.
yeah.
I can pay my kids. Some people be like, oh, I could pay my kids in my business. I know that I could do that. Can you make sure you write that off on my taxes? We're like, well, did you transfer any money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't do that.
Right.
Hire them,
Well,
do
did
it.
you hire them?
Yeah.
Do they have a position?
Well, you know,
Well,
kinda,
they
sorta.
did do this. It's
Yeah.
like, that's not enough.
Right.
You know, like that's not enough. So I think that people have to just be very just aware of like their new positions. And I always
Mhm.
say, your old professionals may not serve you.
Yeah.
And you cannot be afraid to let them go.
Right.
We've had people call us like, can you please call my old tax preparer and like tell them that?
That's
Right.
crazy.
Tell them that we can't work with them anymore.
Like,
and I'm like,
Here's the thing I tell people: it's
we
like,
can't do that.
if we did business, I paid you. You didn't do me a favor,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, if the business is over, it's not. I mean, it's no love lost. Like, I paid for a service, you provided that service. At any point in time, we can part ways,
Yep.
right? But I'm gonna put you on the spot about something. I just thought about something.
Mhm.
We want to be your top referred that has the most clients with tax savings. So can we work with the team to get like a dashboard together where we can see like the real time?
They already
You
doing
already have it? You already that's how far removed I'm from. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was about to say, like,
Hold on.
we just had a call about this.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm removed from that part of the process.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Because you're not going to play with me on camera. First of all, you have an entire portal dedicated to Melanin Money where you can
Okay.
see all of your clients'
Okay.
work.
Okay.
We are currently in the process of gathering all
Okay.
the revenue of
Oh,
all of the
she
Melanin
get me
Money,
together.
of all of the Melanin
get me
Money
together, y'all.
Yeah.
mentees.
That was a-
And we are also gathering all of the tax savings that has occurred in 2023.
Okay.
Is there anything else you would need, George?
I think that sums it. I think it sums it up. Just get a cumulative. I just want to see it. I mean, I know it's happening. I know it's happening.
It just shows how removed you are
Yeah,
from this side
yeah.
of the business.
Yeah. So there we
got
go.
a call last month. I'm like, you have the whole thing about how much money the Melanin.
But it's his fault. He should give me updates.
That's
His
my
fault.
fault. That's my fault. I own that.
But
I
yes,
own that. Yeah.
yes,
Awesome.
George, you have that coming. You
I-
have your
it sounds-
entire,
it sounds
all
right on
the
time.
revenue, all the tax savings.
I
Because
love it.
again, process is important and results are important.
Mhm.
And I know that, in order for you guys, for people to say, okay, I know that they're about it, even though
Mhm.
we all know that
Right.
Yeah.
we're about it. Numbers don't lie,
Right.
right? And so, yes, we are in the process of gathering all of the tax savings
Awesome.
and the revenue
I-
of all of the mentees.
I wouldn't have doubted it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
you
Don't
so
doubt
much.
me again. Thank you.
Put on the spot. Came
Yeah.
fire back real quick. Didn't it?
Yeah.
Bow, bow. So, hey, somebody, tell Donald to put the one of Clue's bombs.
Oh, yeah.
She kept firing at me. But nah, hey, listen, I just was testing you out. Just see
Oh,
what
you were just testing
That
me out.
was all.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we worked together. So I already know. I already know how you coming. That was one of the smoothest collaborations ever. So we can maybe make a slight pivot. Speaking about collaborations, so we work together. Y'all worked together before, and now all three of us by default we work together, right? So let's talk a little bit about like the power in collaboration, because I think sometimes people see like, man, like Carter's the tax guy, she's the tax girl. Like, how could they ever
We
possibly
are
partner?
the queen of the tax code.
Queen and King. I'm sorry.
Queen and
Didn't mean to
King
diminish
of
the
the
title.
tax
Yeah,
code.
yeah.
Didn't mean it to diminish the title.
The way I think it all starts by like how the person, like, if you want to collaborate with somebody, how does the person respond to the thought of collaboration?
Mhm.
If they have a scarcity mindset, just walk away.
Right.
Right?
Well, we already kind of do the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
shot her a DM like, because she had this page on lock. I'm talking about she was running promos on this page. I hit the page up like, yo, I want to run some shout outs. I said, nah, bro, you a CPA, you can't do that. I said, what? He said, we are exclusive. We have exclusive rights to somebody else. I said,
Yeah.
whoa. And they gave a name.
Yeah.
So I hit her up like, yo, like, I just admire what you're doing and want to learn how I can like build my brand the way you built yours. And then she just started giving me advice. And this, she could have been like, hey, look, bro,
Right,
keep
listen.
it moving, brother. Like,
Right.
especially as New Yorkers might do like, yeah, bro,
Right.
like, nah, keep it moving.
Yeah, take
Well,
the L out of
You
love.
coming for New York?
No, New Yorkers are just y'all direct. You know what I'm saying?
We are direct.
But I think the collaboration starts with it needs to be all people with an abundance mindset,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if we are able to do that, then we can see how much more we can do together than
Mm-hmm.
if we do things apart. Like we always.
Yeah, I mean, because now, because Carter, once he got transitioned out of like, working in this firm, it's like we had to have a dedicated place to, send an ideal scenario, send all of the clients who needed the strategies that he was teaching.
Mm.
And so now we get to send 100% of our clients to Shaquana's firm,
Making you a lot of money, ain't we?
right?
Making me a lot of money. I appreciate
Do
it.
the wires come or do they come?
The wires come. They hit. The wires hit. But
That's why
I
she had
want to
5
talk
outfits.
about
It's changed.
something. Just because I feel that it needs to be mentioned. So Carter mentioned how he reached out to me at that time.
Mhm.
Like as I mentioned, when I first got on social media in 2017,
Yeah.
there was no one really on social media talking about taxes, right?
Right.
Most people were just on there kind of talking about, how you can get money, how you can get money.
Mhm.
So at that time, as Carter said, I had the page on lock because my mind works.
Yeah.
This is a good page to promote on.
Mhm.
I'm going to promote on it, but I don't want to see anybody else. So I'm going to dominate the
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to dominate the space. So I worked out an agreement with them. This is
Mhm.
what we're going to do. We're going,
Mhm.
like, we had a whole strategy. These are the
Mhm.
things we're going to do. These are the
Yep.
things we're going to post. When Carter reached out to me, and he was also a CPA, I didn't feel threatened. And I feel like
Mhm.
that's important, that people need to have that conversation, because right now I have like 140,000 followers and Carter has like 500,000 followers,
Mhm.
right? So this is kind of like, let's say if in the beginning I would have been like, oh no, I'm on my high horse. I don't need to like talk to you because I'm kind
I
of
gotta
like,
figure it out,
I
yeah.
have it figured out and I'm
Yeah.
doing this. I would have missed so much opportunity. And I
Mhm.
find that people are so afraid to collaborate because they
Mhm.
feel that they're going to miss something.
Right.
When realistically, you're losing out by
Mhm.
acting like you got
Right.
it, like everything belongs to you, because
Right.
things change, things shift.
Right.
And Carter's personality is very different from me. Like
Mhm.
Carter will sit on live.
Yeah.
Right? He gonna do what he gotta do, like from a lot. I don't want to go on live.
Yeah.
And it's not because I love my followers. I love talking to them.
Mhm.
But I just don't carry conversation well. What are we talking about?
Like,
I'm gonna give y'all what y'all gotta give. I'm gonna give y'all
Yeah.
insight into it. And maybe that's my New Yorkness, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, after a while, I'm like, okay, y'all have any questions for me? Right? But I go on Carter Live and I watch him. He keeps it going. He keeps it going,
Right.
right? Again, his zone of genius.
Mhm.
And when Carter said, okay, I'm going to, like, listen, we've been connecting. I don't, like, I'm getting rid of, I'm selling my firm.
Mhm.
Carter said, listen, I'm selling my firm. I said, okay. He said, I'm gonna sell my firm and we're gonna figure out a partnership. Okay, now what if Carter would have reached out to me before when I had
First
the page
time.
on lock?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would have been like, oh no, I'm not talking to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Some tax preparer would have got the business.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
tax preparer would have got the business, you know?
Yeah.
And I just,
Yeah.
I wanted to share that because I feel that sometimes when people are in a position where they may be a little further along, they can't see that, or they may not think that
Mhm.
potentially at some point somebody else could exceed,
Right.
you know, where you are, or even you guys can be in the same industry, but
Mhm.
you don't have to do the same thing.
Right.
And even when me and Carter was doing the same thing, Carter had his firm.
Right.
We still did different things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Carter was like, okay, you work with business owners, you do more like taxes. In order for people to, how much were you charging people to work with you?
I forgot. It was
It was more like a retainer
yeah.
type
So
of system.
I was doing a business management where I was working in LA. I was charging them 5% of whatever the revenue that the artist or creator brought in.
Mhm.
So it was more of a business management role. But the overall point is we still bounced ideas off of each other, and we
Mhm.
just knew that
Mhm.
like there's 8 billion people on the planet, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Can't serve them all if we try.
Couldn't serve them all if
Yep.
you tried. Right.
Yeah. And,
No
and-
matter how good you are, some people may just be like, I don't want to work with a woman. Some people, I don't want to work with a man. Some
Yeah.
people may be like,
It's like me. I joke with Shaquan all the time. It's like we met for the first time. You connected virtually after like a challenge that you did in like
Didn't y'all meet at
2020.
my event?
We met in person. That was
Yeah.
the first time in
Atlanta.
2022,
Got it,
right?
got it.
And then that was in October, November, right?
Yeah.
And then you had connected us like a little bit before that, because you know you always invite me first. Like we bring new people in
Yeah.
before we combine forces. I would teach you people, and then we are connected.
Mm.
And then it was like, yo, you like, yo. That's when it first hit you. Was like, yo, y'all need to connect.
Y'all the same person.
Yeah.
the same person.
And so, you know, I had already planned to do like a challenge or whatever. I was just like, but then he told me about her. I was like, okay. I was like, maybe we should collaborate. So I reached out to her. She's on a think trip. We talked and when we were at the event, like, we're gonna do it. And I when I tell you, in less than 90 days, right? We executed, made it happen.
It was poetry in motion watching y'all.
You know what I'm saying? Got
was
some
beautiful.
game from Carter
It was
on how to
beautiful.
do it. And it was one of the best things we ever did, right? You know what I'm saying? The cohort of people are still thriving. They're like a little family. They still meet to
They
this day.
still meet.
Yeah, they still
They
meet to this
reached
day.
out to Lisa and was like, "Can you come in and teach this?" And
Yeah,
they were trying to prepare for tax season,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so it is amazing to see. I do think that just collaborating and just executing. I think
Mhm.
that we are both executors at the core. Like we're gonna execute, but we need to make sure that things are in line. And so when we had to do it realistically, we didn't have a long period of time. Like
Right.
George flew up here. We recorded a video that we never
That didn't
even
even use.
released
Right.
because it was not right.
Yeah.
Right? It was not right. And so we were just like, listen, at this point, it doesn't even matter. We were off doing other things, just promoting the challenge and the workshop. And so it was just it was great. It was easy. And we were just like always on the same page. And our personalities are the same.
Yeah.
Where we're just like, we just want to be in the background, but okay, we got to be in the
Yeah,
front because
I don't know if I'm getting this right now. How many classes y'all teach individually?
Like collectively, like 4.
That's insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they felt like they got all the value that they needed because our firms in the background were doing all the work.
yeah,
Which is another good point. As scaling entrepreneurs, at some point, if you want your business to have any value, you need to remove yourself as the single point of contact or
Absolutely.
single point of solution for
Right.
everybody's problem.
Right.
Because if you're the only value of your business is not valuable. And I love what
Yep.
you did with Capital Wise and what
Mhm.
you're doing with Brooks Alliance. If you decide to sell it, it will still run because you built a business that doesn't need you to be there
Right.
for it to be successful. So I want to ask both of you all the question: how does a business owner go from solopreneur, I'm the face and doing everything, to more of an actual business where their business has standalone value?
I'll let the queen go first.
Okay. So, first thing is you have to figure out, because one thing as a solopreneur, your challenge, if capital is always an issue, right? Not always, but 95% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
As a solopreneur, you are literally struggling every single day to say, do I pay for this or do I do this? Right? Do I delegate this or do I do this? Do I hire someone? And so I feel that the first thing you have to do is figure out who you need.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you need that's going to release you of the, I don't want to call it the least revenue generating task in your business.
MWAs, minimum wage activities. Yeah.
Yes. So for me, that was an admin.
Right.
Right. I needed somebody to answer emails because that communication was
Mm-hmm.
important to the firm.
Right.
But realistically, I didn't need to do that. So you
Mhm.
first need to figure out who exactly you need.
Yeah.
And then you also, from there, you have to start releasing more and more things. So your admin, then you have to start thinking, okay, who can replace me?
Right.
Who can replace me? Who can show up at least 80%? And that's the problem with solopreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
People want,
I know you're going with
yes,
that. I know
people
Yeah.
want to hire someone, or they want to keep control over things because they feel that someone doesn't
Nobody
know
can do it as good as me.
100%. But
Right.
what I always say is, someone should be able to do what you do 80% of the time. Like me, I'm a hand holder. I'm all gushy. Oh my God.
Yeah.
If you work with somebody in my firm, they're gushy. Oh my God. That's how they are. They're going to hold
Right.
your hand. They're going to make sure you're good. They're going to, you're going to feel like your family.
Right.
And that's intentional. And I also feel like solopreneurs don't take enough accountability.
Mhm.
If the people in your firm are trash, it's because your processes are trash.
Right.
You never took the time to say to them,
Mhm.
you do this is how I want it. And
Yep.
again, I spent 9 months detailing out my system,
Mhm.
writing my processes. It was the most excruciating
Yeah.
9 months. Like I still feel sad. I'm a Cancer, so I feel everything.
Yeah.
Right? I still feel the sadness that I felt during that process.
Yeah.
But the freedom that I have now,
Mhm.
because I know every email that's going out to clients, I know every notification that my team gets on the back end. I
Mhm.
took that time to build that process.
Yep.
Right? So I feel that you first have to understand, like, if my team is not operating properly, it's because I did not, as the leader, I did
Right.
not set them up for success.
Mhm.
So if you want to have a team, I don't care if they're VAs, if they're hair, whoever they are,
Yeah.
you need to be able to set them up for success.
Facts.
And setting them up for success looks like processes.
Mhm.
So I find that a lot of times people don't put enough time, effort, and energy
Mhm.
into actually building their business. But again, to be fair,
Yeah.
As a solopreneur, you don't have that much time,
Right.
but you're going to have
You
to
always
suck it
juggling.
up.
Well, my thing, you either
Yeah.
have time or money, right? Like,
Yes.
'cause you can't, if you don't have time or money, that means you're doing something wrong in your business. You either have to leverage your time to make money or use your money to buy back time.
Yes,
Right.
I
You know.
agree.
Yeah, so my answer to that is just really like I think what helped me, and I can't even take credit for it initially. I realized that it was happening in real time, is hiring from the top down, right? And what I mean by that is like I actually tried to hire. So Samantha, I hired her initially as an admin, right? Thinking like, oh, I just need somebody to take stuff off my plate.
Samantha is amazing.
She is the
I
best thing since
love
sliced
her.
bread. I would
Yeah.
never let her go. Like never let her go. Right? And it's funny. Like every time I'm like, y'all are the only two people who I like. I mean, everybody asks me the same question. Like, can Samantha work? No, she works for me full time. No. But y'all are the only two people. I'm like, if you need something, yeah, y'all got her. And then of course,
Like, what if I can borrow Samantha for like a couple hours?
Yeah.
I was like, I was asking, like, to ask my wife for something. I was like, yo, like, can I just?
I'm like,
'Cause-
can Samantha do this for me? I know that she was.
Because I told Carter a couple times, I was like, bro, listen, I love you. We business partners. I was like, but Samantha ain't going nowhere. So you can't mess this up.
Like, stop overworking her.
Yeah, she ain't going. Like, I'm not letting her go. But I say that to say, like, I found out on accident that like she was more than that, right? And so what it helped me realize in the moment is like, man, if I could find somebody who can think of the things I don't have to think of and can anticipate the needs of the business versus just the tactics of just like getting things done, that's really gonna free me up. And so from there, the next person I hire is like, I need to hire somebody who's not just can be an advisor who can check the box, but someone who can think on an operational level, someone who can think on a strategic level, who's bringing ideas to me to make things more efficient. So if you have the ability, the capital, which is probably the issue, to hire, try to hire from the top down versus just like, let me hire 7 VAs that can just do stuff. Right.
I love that, George.
Yeah.
I love that
Yeah.
because you're first thinking on how to replace.
And then when you hire from the top down, those people have the value and the skills to help you generate more money.
Yes.
My business grew about 300% when I hired her full time.
You know what? You know when my business
Yeah.
grew? My business grew about 150% after I stopped sending invoices myself.
That's something.
I stopped sending invoices myself, right?
Yeah.
Because when you send an invoice, you're like, oh, this person
You're gonna
has
pay it.
4 years of taxes.
Yeah.
I'm going to just charge you for 3, okay? My
Because
team
you-
don't care.
Because you were so close to the client.
Right.
I was too close to the client. My team don't care. You said you got 3? All right, I'm charging you for 3, right? And it's business. It
Yeah.
is what it is.
It's not personal.
You don't
right.
deserve a discount because you
Mhm.
waited 3 years not to file your taxes.
Right. It's on you. It is
Right?
what it
That's
is.
on you. And had you paid it every single year, that's what you would have been paying.
Mhm.
And so my business grew tremendously once I stopped sending invoices and I totally released the administrative process. Because again, I'm always so, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, you paying me.
100%.
You paying me. I'm sending that invoice myself. Hey, you pay that?
Need
yet?
that So being that y'all are the two goats of the tax strategy world, right? And since this episode is primarily featuring you, if you had to pick, I know this is hard, what would you say is one of your favorite tax strategies of all time? It's a side. I mean, she got like 30. She got to narrow it down.
Okay, my favorite tax strategy of all time. I'm gonna say depreciation.
Mm.
I'm gonna still
Yeah.
depreciation. You gotta think of something.
I got something, but yours is actually better because depreciation is you get a
I-
tax deduction for not spending money. You can't be.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I feel that depreciation is amazing because it ranges from, as it relates to real estate. I've had clients able to wipe out $1 million in income just because they were able to implement depreciation and they had real estate. So they were able to implement cost segregation and, it goes deep, right? But
yeah.
the reality is I think that depreciation is so, it's amazing. It makes me
Yeah.
look like a superhero.
Yeah.
I love it.
And it attracts
Love
higher quality
depreciation.
clients
Yeah,
because
Yes.
because if you need to depreciate, that means you have assets.
That means you have assets.
Right.
So the vehicle
Carter, that's
play,
your new strategy for 2024.
All right. Gotcha.
I love when I tell you like because we have this very interesting, not to cut you off, but like very interesting dynamic because at my core I really love marketing. When it comes to getting creative, like
Yeah.
I love marketing, but to not have to like run and sprint and like do it all on myself or have to do like that's like the best thing ever. It's like I get to think about it like yo. Dude, can you do this play?
Yeah, I'm
Like,
gone.
it's the best. It's the
gone.
best thing ever.
Can
But
I teach you a new strategy that you might have not heard of in regards to depreciation?
Absolutely.
I just learned it last year. So
Oh, well, teach me.
okay, so
So that way we could implement it. You teach me something, I'm implementing.
okay, that's
All
why
right.
you are our
that's why I'm
firm's.
willing to teach
You are our
that.
company's implementer.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
tax
yeah.
strategies only get implemented with your team.
Yeah. So it's called the self-renter strategy. Have you heard of it? Self-renter.
I have.
Okay.
I've heard of it. But I want you to break it down because let me not say I've heard of it. I've seen it.
Uh-huh.
But I tend to scroll past a lot of
Okay.
non-CPAs giving CPA advice. So I don't like with the vehicle. I am
Yeah.
so over vehicle. I am
Yeah,
so over everything.
Yeah.
People that have no idea
Yeah.
about taxes, like you can do this from a tax perspective. I'm
Yeah.
like, skip.
Yeah.
So yes, break it down.
Okay, so usually when it comes to depreciation, if you buy a piece of real estate, you can do a cost seg study on it, and let's say
Mhm.
you can write off 30% of the purchase price. So if you had a $100,000 building, you did a cost seg study, you can write off about $30,000. But only way you can write it off against your ordinary income is if you have real estate professional status.
Absolutely.
You can't have real estate professional status if you have any other full-time job,
Yes.
right? So we have to get a way around writing off depreciation against our ordinary income without having to become a real estate professional status because we're business owners.
Mhm.
So a strategy you can do is called the self-renter strategy, where you can buy a piece of real estate, say for $100,000, and if you rent that piece of real estate back to your business. So let's say you decide to buy a building and use it as a content studio to do
Mhm.
your content. You pay $2,000 a month to rent the spot, but you're paying the money back to yourself. So
Mhm.
you're renting the property that you just bought to your business you already have.
Mhm.
If you do that, you can do what's called a -4 election, which basically means that this building and this business are in the same group, which eliminates you having to have real estate professional status. So
love
if
that.
you buy a building for $100,000, let's say you use it for a content studio the first year you have it, you can do the cost seg, write off the $30,000 against your ordinary business income since they're the same entity, and then next year you can turn it to a long-term rental after that because you already got
Because you already got most of the
depreciation.
depreciation.
Yeah.
Carter, I love you. See,
Okay.
guys, collaboration over competition every day. And so clients will now be implementing that.
Yeah,
Self-rental
Yes,
strategy.
because real estate status is an issue.
yeah,
Right. It
yeah,
is an
you're not
issue.
getting- yeah.
So yes, that is amazing.
Yeah.
So
Especially for high-level business owners that, like, what can you buy a building for? You can use it as an office for your team, all right? 'Cause now you own the
Mhm.
building, now you're able to do a cost seg, or you can use it for a content studio, which is what we're going to do. But all these things is just like another way to help high net worth people save money on taxes.
absolutely. I love that.
Okay, cool.
So a little
Yeah.
2-for-1. You gave your strategy. Her
That's
favorite is
definitely not what was in the video. It was like, a little bit more like scammy-ish.
Yeah, I mean,
So
but
that's why I
the
just
video you watched
scrolling.
probably was wrong. But
Yeah,
that,
it probably
that
was
Yeah,
wrong.
that was right.
Yeah.
though.
It probably was wrong, but
Yeah.
I know you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
awesome. But the beautiful thing about why I like what y'all both just said is because it means to run this strategy, you have to be an investor, right?
You have to be an
You ha-
investor.
you have to be
I
an
always tell
investor.
people, not everybody has to be an entrepreneur, but everyone has to be an investor.
Wow.
Non-negotiable.
Still in that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we steal stuff from each other all the
Yeah,
time.
I've actually said that before, but yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe you guys.
I didn't steal that from him.
What was that?
Wow.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying-
George gonna do is shade you,
Hey,
okay?
No, what did you do is keep receipts.
Oh my God. He
I
sent me a message and was like, look, we did this on this day. He had the text message. He had the receipt. How does your wife deal with you?
Oh yeah,
She probably doesn't even respond.
Did she win arguments at all?
I let her win a couple twice a year. Twice a year.
Twice
Her
a
birthday,
year?
her birthday, and just before Christmas, I'm gonna let her.
What about
Shout out to
Valentine's
Madge.
Day? Do you
Huh?
give her any grace? during
Nah,
that?
it's not a real holiday. She'll get no.
You know what? So you just always keep receipts.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean I always have to be right. I just have them. So if you want to go down that road of being right, I was like, oh, so now okay,
He's gonna say, "Well, I'm
Okay.
always right."
okay. Well, you want to go there. But man, now this has been extremely fun. So Shaquan, one thing we always ask our guests at the end of our show, because this is the Melanin Money Show,
Okay.
is don't worry, it's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna catch you off guard.
I just want to let you guys know out
What's your dating
there,
life look
they
like?
did not warn me about anything.
And you did
Okay.
amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so
What does being a melanin millionaire mean to you?
being a melanin millionaire for me means hope. Like it means hope. I run into so many females,
Yeah.
so many just melanated people.
Mhm.
That's like, oh my God. Like
Mhm.
walking in here, I seen one of
Yeah.
my clients. He's like, oh my God, business, what's up? I'm
Yeah.
like, he's like, oh my God, I love your growth. And
Yeah.
I find that it's so amazing because the reality is when you see someone doing something,
Yeah.
that validates and put that stamp on it for someone to
possible.
know that it's possible,
Yeah.
that they can do it. So
Mhm.
yeah, it just means, for me, it means hope. It
Yeah.
means lifestyle. You guys know I just like to just be somewhere.
Be out of the country, be in London.
No, I just
I
Go to multiple
multiple
Beyonce concerts, host your own
concerts.
movie night premiere.
I'm waiting for Beyonce to go to the rest of the world. I heard that
we waited for the day in the life of Miss Business vlog.
Yeah, can we get a day in the life Miss Business
That's
vlog?
what I'm waiting.
That's
on.
what you waiting on?
That's
Yeah,
what
you
I'm
already got
You
the
know
team.
what's so crazy?
You already got the
I live
team.
a dope life. Like
That we know.
I do.
That we know.
Tell me something I don't know.
Hence the request.
No. Listen, and you know what? I always struggle with. I don't mind sharing more of what I do, right? Because I'm at the restaurants, I'm at the places. Like I posted a picture yesterday.
Yeah.
I took that picture in December. I took that picture in December.
Yeah.
But for me, it's so hard to live
Mm.
it. And then I have to repost it and I have to repurpose it. And I just find that it's better when I just deal with my own content.
Okay.
Like editing.
So you're too
like,
busy living to record it.
Yeah, No, I record it.
Okay.
I have like
So you have it.
70,000 photos in my.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jeez.
70,000 videos in
Yeah.
my phone.
Mm.
I record everything, every
Mhm.
meal. Yes, I'm that
Yeah.
person.
Mm.
I'm the content creator friend. Wait, don't touch the food.
Yeah,
My wife
We're
kills me with
recording.
that. I'm like,
We're
yo.
recording.
I'm home.
right?
Yeah, start.
Right, I want that
everywhere
wing.
I go, like I have all the content, but I am going to do better because I do feel like I lead an interesting life. I go places and I travel and I go to like
were just
the
in
best
Aspen, weren't you?
restaurants. I was in Aspen.
Yeah.
Aspen was
Yeah. Okay. It's all good. Day in the life of Miss Business coming
Day in the
soon.
life of Miss Business on YouTube. I have to get on,
On YouTube.
Yeah.
So
On YouTube.
that's gonna be my YouTube. I have to start vlogging and
Yeah.
like.
But the good thing about vlogging is it literally is just kind of like document what you're doing. So versus it
Yeah.
feeling like, super curated. So I think you would do great at vlogging.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
All right, y'all heard it here first.
Y'all heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
So we're gonna be on one of the vlogs.
yeah.
And y'all for y'all who don't know, maybe y'all saw the sneaker ball that we did
Oh,
last
yes.
year, which was a total vibe. We'll leave
It
we'll
was
leave it at that.
It
We'll
was
leave
a total
we'll
vibe.
leave it at that.
Yeah.
It was a total
And we're gonna do it
vibe.
again.
Yeah.
And Miss
do it
Business,
again.
you
Gotta be
already
part
know
of it
that
you got to be a part of it.
She-
Of
she-
course, I'm
yeah.
there.
she's the host.
I'm
So.
there. When
Wealth Weekend 2020,
July
2024,
20,
July
my birthday
20.
weekend. The
20.
When is your birthday?
July 25th. So
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't even
Leo.
realize we were doing.
Oh my God, Carter,
that's
hold
gonna
on,
be
when is
crazy.
it?
Yeah.
I forgot that we
July
did on your
what?
birthday.
My
so you just
birthday's
put it on the calendar and say, fuck my birthday.
No, I
My birthday is July 21st.
the marketing on that is gonna be.
Oh, so it's it's 22nd through the
Are you going somewhere?
Yeah. First of all,
No,
I'm
not.
I go out the
No.
country. I promise myself all my birthdays in my 30s will be out the country. So when we plan this, I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to fly out the very next day. So I'm
So you
I'm gonna
just
be in
don't
America
care
for my
about
birthday for
me.
the first time in 3 years.
Do you already have your birthday trip planned?
No.
See, there you go.
No.
Boom.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
There we go.
That'll be our birthday celebration. Oh, this is gonna be
Exactly.
fire.
We gotta come.
That's what I'm saying. We
Oh,
gotta
I
go
can't wait to find my
from the
outfit.
ceiling.
Yeah.
Listen, it's gonna be a vibe. Anyway, all right, okay,
It's my birthday outfit. I can't wait.
it's gonna be a vibe. But y'all,
Okay.
thanks so
All
much for
right.
tuning in to another episode of the Melanin Money Show. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Leave a comment. Let Miss
This
Business
episode
know.
you watch on YouTube. If you listen on Apple Podcasts, you gotta go back to YouTube after this episode is
Yes.
over,
Right.
and you need to rewatch it.
Now, still listen to Apple Podcasts and leave a review.
Yeah.
But go back and watch it afterwards. Make sure y'all let Miss Business know that she needs to start this vlog and come back on the show. This was too much fun for us not to do it
much
again.
Good. I'm coming.
Too much fun.
Let's do it.
Too much fun.
Until next time.
All right.
Peace.